EAS. Everyone ascends someday. If you currently reside in a country that has constant natural disasters like earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, or similar, you might have probably heard one of these in your TV. If you have, then you already know about the emergency alert system, more globally known as the emergency population warning, at least according to Wikipedia. If you haven't, then you probably haven't experienced an event that activated the system in your country, or most likely your country has a really inefficient one. Looking at you, Cadena Nacional, there's various reasons why the system is used: weather emergencies, geological disasters, medical disasters, industrial disasters, prison escapes, abductions, etc. The purpose is to allow authorities to communicate with people en masse about emergencies regarding a specific area and give them instructions to aid with the emergency. The most common example you see if you Google it right now will be announcements through TV, but it has also extended to smart devices, because these days that's way more common than a TV. I'm pretty sure that everyone agrees that the alert noises of the system are creepy by themselves. You don't even need to know what the alert is about to get a little unnerved by it most of the time. Most likely a decision taken by whoever designed the system, so people pay close attention to what's happening. And so this thing that forms part of the daily and not so daily lives of many of us inspired a really curious genre of horror. Do you know what can be a crucial factor in horror media? Realism. Although this is a factor Hollywood seems to have ignored a lot these couple past years, making awful horror movies with unrelatable characters that do dumb shit all the time and ignoring easy and obvious solutions the average watcher can form in his head, making a somewhat relatable and realistic scenario can make your horror product much better. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be completely 100% realistic, as 1, that is hard to achieve, and 2, demons don't exist. At least not until the real matter reactor remains shut down.
Hey! You with the ponytail! These are demons we're talking about here!
But making sure that the spectators introduce themselves into what they are experiencing so that they can feel fear depends a lot on this factor. That's why properly detailed and understandable stories have the biggest effects when it comes to horror. And here is where everything I just talked about comes into play. Every day I solve myself to sleep. You may be already familiar with the YouTube channel Local58. By the time this video is made, the channel consists of 8 different horror videos that simulate all broadcastings from a fictional channel called Local58. Aesthetically accurate to the era it simulates, the videos appear to be normal broadcastings of national US TV, until you realize that that isn't the case. Now, I won't spoil the full experience since this is really amazing content that you should experience by yourself, but I will focus on the video called Weather Service, a video that actually makes use of the emergency alert system to alert the population about a strange event that's going on with the moon, alerting to not watch the sky no matter what happens, and then everything suddenly goes to hell and forces the spectators to actually watch the moon through a live broadcasting of it. Now, of course, the genre didn't start after this video, since I'm pretty sure it already existed through some other channels fully dedicated to this kind of content, but Weather Service did realize the whole idea of making fictional horror scenario broadcasted through the emergency alert system. These videos are very similar in format. After all, they are mostly based on the USA system, using the same alert noises they do with the same font and everything. The creators behind this try to tell a story where the spectator is situated in the presence of a TV that is currently broadcasting an alert, usually through text-to-speech, about the horrors that are about or are currently happening in their area, or sometimes even globally. It's really interesting watching how every creator tries to word the broadcasting in correct mannerism and doing it gradually to give a sense of tension that is aggravated when things start to go wrong, because things always go wrong. The topics vary a lot from creator to creator, but it's usual that everyone has made at least 1 or 2 zombie scenarios, since it's the first thing to think about when you form an idea for a specific format. But the genre is filled with so many ideas that even if they feel similar when you read their titles and description, they can be different in their own way depending on the style and pacing of the creator. There are really dedicated creators out there with the editing of their videos, for example Electric Fanatic and Harvester, responsible for the video The Awakening, with actual voice acting and edited footage, all for making their video that much more engaging for the audience. Something great about this genre is that it doesn't rely on jump scares, for the most part at least. It's almost pure tension as you hear the broadcast of the horrible news being given by the person on the TV, and since the EAS only uses a screen with text, the creators have to be really descriptive about a scenario, which just adds to the whole experience. Now, everything isn't perfect, of course. There's a lot of repetition because of the nature of the genre. For example, the SCP, when the day breaks, is a common scenario you can find when you search for it on YouTube, and it doesn't vary too much on how it happens, and of course, there's zombies and pandemic scenarios everywhere. But the fact that this is a genre that deviates a little into what's the norm makes it really worth your time. When the protagonist is not some badass hero fighting zombies, a girl trying to find why the demon is hunting her, or a child trying to fight a possessed toy, it's when the protagonist is you, an NPC that can do nothing but watch in disbelief with every other NPC around you in this desperate and desolate story. So if you're a fan of things like the SCP Foundation, video pending, or the spooks in general, you should completely check it out. It will be worth your while. So that's my rambling for today. With nothing else to say, have a good day, have a good night, have a good whatever you're having right now. And my advice for today will be, every day you will agree with every order the squid gives you. So like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.